Yes, guys, it's Si. Welcome to Ace Podcast Nation. It feels like a while since we've done these videos, but I thought I'd check in and look. We're big on mental health and all that sort of stuff, so we want to talk about these things. And as I said before, I'm going to try and start doing these. I would like to do them daily, where we do like a bit of a vlog, like living with Crohn's, living with physical health issues and mental health issues and the rest of it. So like it's an interesting one, right? But I'm at a radio station today, and I gotta be honest, I'm feeling a bit low, a bit run down. Like I've been going at it like the last couple of months, pretty heavy, and then I was ill, and then it's just sort of feel like you're almost playing catch up, right? And it's difficult. So I'm just getting my show ready now. So obviously for this we have to guess the year and stuff like that. So I go into my hour, which starts at 11, and I put in where I want to stop and speak, put in my song, my anthem for the day, which is always a good one. And look, I love doing my radio show, I've got to say. But it's difficult because I come to Newport in the morning to avoid the traffic. I normally should be about sort of 9:30 really, but I come in at about 8 o'clock, I do some bits, and then I record some content for my own stuff. And I just kind of go from there, but it always perks me up once I start doing the show and speaking to the boys and that, like who I do a bit with before my show. But it is difficult, because it wipes out my whole Monday, because I get up so early, and then it can be a struggle at times. And one thing I'll always be is I'll be honest about how I feel, how I'm doing. And I've always, even before I did YouTube and stuff, my Facebook page was always the kind of the outlet where I would talk about my mental health, talk about how I was doing. And I think it's important in many ways, but that was just my way of coping. So I'm hoping to kind of transfer that a bit to video, and also talk about some of the stuff. We'll talk about news, talk about whatever, talk about football. It's really interested on the football front. And I'm going to do some stuff with Rodri. We're just trying to find the time at the moment. We're kind of struggling because we wanted to launch Football World, and then we just haven't, between the two of us, we just haven't had the time, because he's coaching and working and I'm doing all my stuff, and it's tricky, right? But interestingly, Liverpool had what I would describe as one of the best windows ever, and they've been poor all season, and it reminds me a little bit of Real Madrid last year, where the year before they'd done amazing. Bellingham was playing in like a false nine, and then they signed Mbappe, the most highly rated striker in the world, and it just kind of didn't work. It's tricky then. It's like the balance you've got to get right. Liverpool had an incredible window. Frimpong is such a good player. Wirtz, most highly rated player in the world, young player. And then they signed Isaac, and they signed Etatike, and he's just thinking, God, they're going to run away with this league, and they have been poor. And then again, I think they've lost 3 in a week. It's just insane, really. And it always baffles me, the media coverage of certain clubs versus other clubs, and I get it, it's just what it is, but it's a weird one. And then obviously on the Cardiff front tomorrow, I'm in Newport now for the radio show, and we play Newport tomorrow, which is going to be, I'll be really interested to see what sort of crowd there is, and who they bring and how many they bring and stuff, because Newport was always a feisty one. Newport always wanted to fight more than bloody Swansea did. They were always game back in the day, and it's so close to Cardiff, 15-20 minute drive, and you're there, and there's nothing on the train and stuff. I'm hoping we have even though it's an EFL trophy, effectively meaningless, it's an escape for them, because they haven't won. They're bottom of the league. They haven't won since the start of the season. On the other side of it, Cardiff, I think, is probably an inconvenience, because they've got so many players in the 21s and first team away. I think we're going to see our youngest bench ever, I think there's going to be some genuine children on the bench for Cardiff, which are great opportunity for them, great experience for them, and hopefully a couple of them get some minutes as well, rather than just sitting on the bench, which that in itself, I'm sure, will be, massive for some of these people. I'm trying to think of a size anthem for today. I think I'm going to go with Alice DJ, Better Off Alone. Yeah, it's a good one. Mental health's a weird one for me, right? Because in so many ways, I'm at a high point to like what I'm trying to do professionally, if you like, and what I'm trying to do with my health. And I try not to get too high and I try not to get too low, because I feel like if you get too high when things are going well, it's always, life's got a way of kicking you in the balls. But equally, you've got to enjoy those times, and you've got to enjoy it when things are going well. One of the things that's really, really getting to me at the moment is I just don't seem to have time to spend with my missus, who is like, she's literally she's my favourite person in the world to spend time with. She makes me laugh. She reminds me, just like keeps my feet on the ground and stuff, and she helps me organise myself and all the things that I struggle with. And it's bugging me that I'm not able to find the time. And when I was ill, the boys on the Cardiff City World were amazing. Like they stepped up and meant I did as little as I could kind of do. I still had to do a bit, but it was minimal. But also I didn't really put any lunchtime videos out, which then has a knock-on effect, because it means that you kind of, you're not putting out as much content, you're not getting as much traction, it's not getting pushed by YouTube, you don't get the comments and all this sort of stuff. So it's problematic. The live events is always, I have a bit of a crash the week after, which I did, but I was also ill, which made it worse. So I felt worse, and it just makes everything feel on top. My Crohn's has been alright-ish, and then just off the back of my illness, I feel like it's getting worse again. I feel like my stomach's really hurting today. My back is absolutely killing from, I think it's because it was cold at football, and I kind of didn't apply. I wore like a big thick coat, but I only had a t-shirt on underneath, and I should have really had something. Oh, that's an interesting year. Oh, and I guess the year today is a cracker, I've got to tell you, lads and lasses. It's a real good one. And yeah, I just find it a bit difficult to find the time for stuff, and then health starts playing up, and it's a difficult one. And look, I'm not here to go, oh, woe is me. I'm just talking about I try to give people a bit of a inside look to, what I'm doing and what goes into the stuff we do, the live events, the channels. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it behind the scenes. Sometimes people think that, you just turn up and do the live show and that's everything. But there's so much more that goes into it, even just setting up the links and stuff. And again, I'm not saying, oh, woe is me. I just want to give people an insight. So at the moment now, I'm in the radio system. I've got the year. I'm not going to tell you the year, just in case I put this out straight away. And I'm picking 3 songs from that year. I've got the clues ready from a bit of help from Chat GPT, as it were. You've got to use the tools available to you, and then I'm just picking up picking the years. Awesome, that's a belter. Oh, some absolute crackers on the guest of the year today, and I think I'll leave that one in. That's great. So I'm happy with that for sure. And then that's we just pick the songs, put little stops in for me to speak, some backing music and that. And it's a lot. I love doing a radio show. It has added a lot to my schedule, and that's becoming a bit problematic. But it is what it is. But for me, this is the thing, right? Back in the day, when I felt like I do now, I would have turned to drinking, Like I'd have definitely been drinking now. I'd like the last couple of weeks, apart from when I was ill, and I have certain things in my head which I kind of go through and I think of and I remind myself of to avoid those bad habits. But I'm also not too hard on myself if I do struggle a little bit with it. Now, I'm not someone, like, I don't really drink, but I can if I want to. I have the occasional one. I tend to have shandies because I prefer to drive, but like I do drink. I'm not saying I don't drink at all, but I haven't been drunk for probably about 15 years. Well, maybe a bit less than that, probably like 10, 12 years. Like I can't even remember the last time I got drunk. And it's not for everyone. Like some people like it, some people can do it in moderation. My thing is, if I drive, I will not drink. Like I'll have one shandy, and that's it. And that helps me sort of stay on the straight and narrow. I don't go out though, really. Or don't have the time, don't have the mates. But that's another story, I guess. But yeah, no, the people I meet friends and I go for coffee and stuff quite regular. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Like I feel like I don't want to feel like I'm moaning because I'm not. I'm just talking. Got loads of good stuff and fun stuff coming up as well. Trying to sort out a different live event for December, going into Christmas. Hopefully should get some clarity with that this week. And if we can, we'll announce it. Like, and obviously we're gonna announce some other stuff as well. Going into Christmas, ready for the new year. Got a few interviews lined up as well, which I'm quite looking forward to. There's one with a former Cardiff player who's now a sporting director, which I'm really looking forward to because it's just an insight into what Cardiff don't have in many ways. But I'm also interested in what goes into that job and how much effect they have on, the different ways of doing stuff, like, but we shall see. Got loads of stuff coming up this week, loads of stuff, and as I say, I want to try and get this channel going with Rodri. Want to do some more mental health interviews, and I would like to do a mental health and sport series with Jacob. We haven't done one for a couple of years, and I think like both of us have got better at what we do, and also we've got a lot more contacts and venues, and we're able to travel and film and stuff. So I think that could be real cool. I'd still like to make, there's a couple of little mini documentary type things I'd like to make, which I have things in place with a certain degree, but probably maybe don't have the funding or to do it or whatever. But and equally, there's a couple of like series pilots that we were going to do. We were going to do like a Soccer AM style one and some other stuff. I'm hoping that I might get to do something special with Cardiff, which kind of trying to get permission and the rest of it. So there's loads of things in the pipeline. Unfortunately, like, can't always feel great in it. It's a Monday morning, still got bad chest, and like, can't always feel great. And at the moment, my Crohn's is playing up a little bit. I feel very, very run down. But I also, do you know what? I'll be honest with you guys, right? And it's weird because I'm not, but I feel very alone, and it's a strange one. But I'm not. Like, I have plenty of people I could talk to, plenty of people I meet up with for coffee and stuff. But it's one of them, innit? It's weird, human brain, I suppose, isn't it? But we go again. We do the right things, so we try and stack up the positives, So I got over to the radio station this morning, nice and early, doing a bit of work now, recording this as I'm doing the radio show and stuff like that. Like, just little things, little positives throughout the day, and then you'll pick it up. I know I'll be buzzing once I do the radio show and all that, so it's good. I might even just pop this out on Cardiff City World, I don't know, or maybe I'll do it as a bit of a double whammy, like on both channels, who knows, whatever. Look, if you'd like to see more of these, this is basically a cup of tea with Si in the morning. If it feels a bit like woe is me, I apologise. It's not really what it's designed for, but just talking while I'm doing some stuff for the show. But if you would like to see these, like every morning, sort of 10-15 minutes, just have a chat. I'm all about that. I can do that. Hopefully you're doing well. That's the main thing. And if you're not, speak to someone. And if you've got any questions and all that sort of stuff, always send them in. Always happy to answer them. Thank you so much. If you're not a member, please do become a member on Patreon at Ace Podcast Nation or join Cardiff City World. That's what it's all about. That helps us. But it's not just about providing the funding and the platform for what we do with the live events, with the channel, with everything. It allows us to do 7 days a week with Cardiff. It also means we have also created a great community of people who help each other. There's a WhatsApp group and it's really positive. They look after each other and I like it a lot. I'm proud of the fact that we have created that. But anyway, it is what it is. Have a great day. And if you're feeling a bit like I am, like a bit low, speak to someone. And if not, just stack up little positives today, whatever it may be. Make your bed, do the dishes, whatever. Do a bit of extra work, whatever it may be, which just little wins. And then as they go, you'll feel better. And, if you're planning to go to the gym today and you don't fancy it, just do it anyway. Because that's the best, most rewarding gym sessions or exercise or going for a run or whatever, said by someone who can't run, by the way, but you know what I mean. The most satisfying ones is when you don't really want to do it, but you do it anyway. Keep the faith, my friends, and I'll see you in a bit, innit? Nice one.